What's up, fourth grade? This is Mr. Cole here from Serenity Impact, and we are already on lesson 4. Isn't that crazy? Are y'all ready to have some fun today? I know I am. Okay, so what we will be talking about today, baby drum roll, please. We will be talking about effective communication. The title of today's lesson is More Than Words, because as we will learn today, communicating is more than words. All right, so quick recap. I wonder if this top right picture looks familiar to you guys. But we're going to talk about feelings really quick again. So, what is another word for emotions? If it helps you, look back at page 10. It is feelings. All right. So, really quickly, what are some healthy ways to manage our emotions or our feelings? Think about it. What do you do when you need to manage your emotions? All right, go ahead and tell Mr. Cole. Shout him out to him. Don't shout him out, but whisper it to him. Indoor voice. All right. So, what I have here is you can breathe and count to 10. You can write in a journal, or you can talk to a trusted adult. Remember last week we talked about talking to a trusted adult, whether it's a teacher or parents, whoever it is. All right. Well, one last thing, you guys, remember managing your emotion keeps you from making unhealthy decisions, because unhealthy decisions lead back to our week 1 goal. And we want to reach our week 1 goal. All right, so last question for our quick recap. All right, and I gave you a hint in the corner. So, what do we use to recognize other people's emotions? We talked about recognizing other people's emotions, and there's 2 things that you can use to do that. Do you guys remember what they were? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and help you out. So the first thing is facial expressions. You can use facial expressions to tell what other people are feeling, right? Hence our picture in the corner. All right, and the second one is body language. You pay attention to people's body language in order to determine how they are feeling. All right, great recap, you guys. So we're going to hop into today's lesson on communication. First, simple question. What is communication? Think about it. Share it with your neighbor if you'd like. All right, I hear great discussion. That was great thoughts. So, for the sake of the lesson, what communication is it is sending and receiving of information between 2 or more people so the message can be understood. Usually in communication, the speaker sends the message and the listener receives the message. All right. So I have a question for you. Food for thought. If the message is not understood, then what happens? Think about it. Share. All right. So if the message is not understood, then we have miscommunication, and no one wants that, right? All right. So now we are going to move on to our first activity. All right, so I have a little story for you guys. All right, so Norman listened to a voice message from his grandma while he was watching his favorite TV show. She wanted him to come over on Saturday to bake some carrot spinach biscuits. Awesome, Norman thought. I'll bring a bag of carrots. As soon as Norman arrived, though, Grandma put the carrots in the refrigerator and immediately put him to work cleaning out her garage. After an hour of working, Norman asked Grandma, when are we going to bake some carrot spinach biscuits? Norman replied, yes, that's what we said in the message. Grandma said, no, I said for you to come take care of your unfinished business. Norman, you never finished the chores I paid you for last week, Grandma said. All right, so let's rewind. First off, carrot spinach biscuits. That just sounds gross to me. That's yuck. The feeling that makes me feel is disgust. We talked about feelings last week. That's what it makes me feel. Okay, but let's break it down. What happened? So there was a misunderstanding between Norman and his grandmother, right? His grandmother wasn't planning to bake any biscuits. All right, so Show of hands, how many of you ever had a misunderstanding similar to this one? Show of hands. Mr. Cole has also had a misunderstanding communication just like this. You're not alone. All right. So go ahead and open your workbooks to page 11, section titled Communicating Effectively. All right. So we're going to go over some key goals for the speaker and the listener when it comes to communicating. So when it comes to speaker goals, it's the speaker's goal to deliver a message that is understandable. Simple, makes sense, right? Come to find out, it's harder than it sounds. All right. And as a listener, what is the listener's goal? The listener's goal is to receive the message that was sent by the speaker. So you got, as a listener, make sure you are receiving the correct message. All right, so on page 11, you should have a section titled Recipe for Understanding. All right, so we have a section that says the speaker should, and then we have a section saying the listener should. All right, so I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds to go over what the speaker should do and what the listener should do. All right, are you guys ready? Pencils in hand? All right, ready, go. All right, eyes and ears back up here, you guys. So we're going to go over it very quickly. So what should the speaker be doing? The speaker should make sure they're heard. They should make sure the listener can follow what the speaker is saying. And make sure the listener knows who the speaker is talking to. All right, those are 3 key things that the speaker should try to do. All right, so let's move on to the listener. So as an active listener, the listener should do what? They should make sure their body language shows interest in what the speaker is saying. They should make sure they understand what the speaker said. And they should focus on the speaker. Their attention should be only on the speaker and they should not be distracted. All right, so now we have this huge pot where we're going to put in the speaker ingredients and the listener ingredients. All right, so that means I'm going to give you guys another 30 seconds to figure out which ingredients belong to the speaker and which ingredients belong to the listener so we can make an effective communication soup. All right, are you guys ready? All right, go. All right, so back to me, you guys. We're going to be practicing effective communication, eyes and ears back up here. Okay, so we're going to start with the speaker ingredients. All right, so what goes into the speaker ingredient side of the pot? Here's some answers, some thoughts. Go ahead and share. All right, great thoughts. If y'all did it right, y'all should have speak up. The speaker should be speaking up so the listener can hear them. Stay on topic. Make sure you stay on topic so the listener can follow the speaker. And then last thing, make eye contact. When you are a speaker, you should make eye contact. Actually, if you're a speaker or a listener, make sure you are making eye contact. I'll put that in the both category. All right, so let's go over to the listener side of the pot. So let me hear some thoughts. Go ahead and share. What do you guys think the listener should be doing? Or what are the listener ingredients? All right, so hopefully you guys said the listener should be leaning in. The listener should be asking clarifying questions. And then lastly, the listener should be ignoring distractions. The listener should be focused on the speaker and the speaker only. All right, great job, you guys. So we're going to move on. So speak for yourself. When we talk to someone, we usually have something important to say, and we really want the person to listen to what we have to say, right? I know me personally, Mr. Cole personally, loves it when he knows that people are listening to him. How many of y'all feel the same way? Show of hands. All right. Good job, you guys. So, how you say something is just as important as what you say, right? Just kind of like what we talked about last week with like body language. Body language is a form of communicating as well, or displaying your emotions through facial expressions is a form of communicating as well. It's just nonverbal. All right. So I have a little story for you guys. So meet Bill and Matt. Bill and Matt are good friends. They usually meet once a month at the movies. For the past 3 months, Matt arrived late, causing them to miss the start of the movie. Missing the start of the movie frustrates Bill, and he wants to tell Matt how he feels about it. Bill hopes he can convince Matt to start showing up on time. So let's help Bill choose the most effective way to talk to Matt. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be Bill, and all of you are going to be Matt. So I'm going to give you 3 messages, and in each message, go ahead and tell me if I was communicating effectively, if I was being a great speaker. Okay? So we have message 1. All right, I need all eyes and ears on me. All right, and I'm going to be Bill now. I want to ask you, I don't suppose you could stop being late, could you? All right, did y'all all hear that? Maybe, maybe not. All right, so do you think the request was effective? Do you think the message I just gave you guys was effective? No, it was not effective. But why not? So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So it's because this is a passive communication style. So what passive means is it's very timid, and maybe the listener cannot hear what the speaker is saying. So in our scenarios, y'all are Matt. So Matt might not understand what Bill is asking, right? Or he also might not take him seriously. To be an effective speaker, you should show yourself confidently and believe in yourself. So that means making eye contact, as we talked about earlier, speaking up, and be sure of what you have to say. All right, so we're going to do message 2. I'm sick of your laziness, and if you can't show up on time, we're not going to hang out anymore. I have some questions up for you guys. So, do you think that this message was effective? No, it was not effective. Why not? Because this communication style is aggressive. Raise your hand if you know what aggressive means. So aggressive is being very loud and being kind of harsh towards people. So in our scenario or our story, Matt will likely be offended by the aggressive approach and simply decide not to go to the movies with Bill at all. That might end their friendship, you know? This approach is detrimental to people's relationships usually, and to be an effective speaker in this case, you need to stay calm, do not yell or scream, just use a firm, positive tone. I have one more for you guys. All right, so we're on final message 3. Matt, I really like hanging out with you, but you have to show up on time. It's really important to me that we show up to the movie on time. All right, take that in. Was this approach effective? Yes, it was. Why is that? It's because Bill asserted himself without hurting his friend feeling. Effective speakers say what they need to say without hurting or offending the listener. This communication style is being assertive. All right, you guys? So go ahead and say it with me, assertive. Make sure you guys are being assertive while you are being a good speaker. Okay, so now it is your turn. You guys should turn your books to page 11. You guys should still be on page 11, actually. You guys are going to read the two scenarios at the bottom. Put yourself in that person's shoes, and then write in the blank which communication style to use and how to use it. Okay, and that's what you guys will be doing for the rest of the lesson. That's all I have for you guys, but make sure that you guys have a great day.